Happy Monday, everyone. Carmen Broxman here with Choose Joy with Carmen. And it is Monday, February 21st, and it's President's Day. So I'm just back here again for another episode of my MoJOY Monday. And I wanted to show you what products I'm going to be using on the card today. And again, since celebration is currently going on, which is ending in 7 days. So if you are wanting to get any of these products for free, then I would suggest you think about it soon, because I can't believe how quickly the end of the month is coming up and how quickly celebration is ending. So for today's card, we are going to be using the Simply Marvelous. It's not marvelous, it's marvelous because of the way it has that marble look. And when I first saw this paper, I was not impressed with the backside. And let me show you, because the backside of the paper is kind of like this. It looks like silk material, and that just wasn't something that caught my eye. But I love this side because this is the marble look, and I really like this. So for today's card, we are going to be using this one right here. So I'm excited to show you that. And then I'm also going to be using that you can get in the mini catalog. I'm using the bundle from the Daffodil Daydream. And I'll also show you another card at the end that I did for a video that I just did yesterday on this month's sheetload of card, and I really like the way that card turned out, also using this same bundle. So we're going to be using that. And then I just recently got the tailor-made dies, and so for today's card we're going to be using this one right here, the smaller one of this design, and I'm also using this for the little like reinforcement kind of things, and I'll show you how that works. So I was excited to use my new dies for this card. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing, I cut down my designer series paper, and I will have all the dimensions over on my blog. And the one thing I want to do, and I saw a card, and I need to go find out where I got this inspiration from. I want to give her credit for, even though my card looks totally different than hers, but at least it gave me a starting point of how I created this. So I will probably, I don't know how I can do that, if I can post a picture of that, or if I can just, if I could put that on my blog, but we'll see. I'll figure it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the image here out of that set that has this big bunch of daffodils, and I am going to ink it up in the bumblebee. But since it's a big stamp, I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to ink it up this way. And when I did my sample card, one thing I noticed is I got a little heavy-handed on the ink. And then when I went to stamp it, I had this little blob at the bottom. You know how that extra rubber gets on there? Well, luckily I was able to hide it because of all the other stuff that I'm putting on the card. So we're going to go ahead and stamp this on our paper. And I kind of want to put it off to the side because I want to make room for the other image that I'm planning to put on this card as well. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that there. And I'm just going to give it some nice even pressure. Not too hard in case I've inked some of the edges of this stamp. I don't want to get that extra blob like I did on my sample card. And I'm going to go ahead and hopefully this is going to, yeah, didn't get enough ink right there. But you know what? We're going to go with it because I think that'll be hidden. So there's that. So then I wanted to stamp the images because I'm going to be coloring them in with my blends. And let me pull that in. So I took a piece of basic white cardstock, and now I'm stamping the smaller of just the single daffodil on there along with the butterfly. And this is how I did it. And I did it in the Tuxedo Memento Black so that I can color it in with my blends. So I wanted to leave some room down here because I'm going to be die cutting out an image, and I wanted to get everything that I can on here. So let me show you how I colored this. So what I did is I took the So Saffron color combo and the Pear Pizzazz, not Pear Pizzazz, the Old Olive, because we don't have Pear Pizzazz. So I took the Old Olive and the So Saffron, and the reason why I chose the So Saffron was because that is what my card base is going to be. So what I did was I colored the entire flower with the light So Saffron, and then I took the dark So Saffron and I just kind of went in where the lines were, and I just kind of went over that to give it that darker look. Then I took my dark Old Olive and I just kind of drew down the left side of all those leaves. And then I took the light Old Olive and colored it in. And for the butterfly, I took just the light So Saffron, colored in the middle, did the light Old Olive around the edges, and then I took my marker, which is the Bumblebee, because that is the color of ink that I used on here, and I just added these little dots at the bottom of the wings. I really like that look. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my dies and I'm going to go over and die cut these images, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I've die cut my images, and so this is what I meant where I wanted to leave room because I wanted to die cut this out of the bottom, this little tag out of that new die set that I got. What did I call it? Tailor-made dies. So now let's go ahead and work on getting the tag put together. So I also die cut out, well, I've already stamped it actually. So I stamped the word thank you. And I am using some sentiments from another set because the ones in the set didn't have what I like. So I'm using the sentiments out of the pansy patch. I'm using the thank you and the little things you do make such a big difference. So I've already stamped the thank you in the Pear Pizzazz, and I'm going to go ahead and I also die cut out another tag, same size, in the Pear Pizzazz cardstock. And so what I'm going to do now is I want to kind of do a little thing like that. So I'm just going to put some liquid glue to the bottom of this on the back. And then I can put those two together. So I'm just doing that. Then let's go ahead and gonna line up the holes here on both the tags and just kind of offset that a little, just to give it that cute little, like, there's two tags floating along. And there we go. Now I wanted to use, in that same die set, they had the, like, the, you know, what we used to call the reinforcements for our holes. So I also die cut that out in the Pear Pizzazz. And so I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of liquid glue on the back of here. I should have brought my tweezers over. I'm going to try to turn this around and put it right over that hole, like that. See how cute that is? So now I took some of the twine that we have, and I just cut a piece of the, like, about 4 inches of it, and I'm just going to fold that in half, and I'm going to feed it through with the loop first, and I'm going to feed it right through from the front side, and then I am going to take the tails and feed it through the loop, and then pull on that, and so we have that cute little tag that we've created. Okay, so I think now the next step we probably should do is start assembling the card. So I have my So Saffron card base, and we're going to go ahead, and I wanted a little extra color, so I'm adding the Pear Pizzazz. So let's go ahead and add that to the front of the card. There we go. This is always the challenge for me, especially to keep my head out of the camera, trying to get it lined up with a nice even border on all 4 edges. There we go. Now we're going to take this, and even though I'm not happy with it not being very inked up there, I think we're going to be okay because of everything else that we're putting on the front of the card. So I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of that. Put this on the front of the card. Again, trying to get a nice even border on all 4 sides. There we go. Okay, so now we are going to get our Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to pull out the regular and the mini, and I'm going to put some on the back of our die cut daffodil here. So I'm going to put a couple big ones there. I'm going to switch to the small one to put one here and then one down here. And we're going to take the backings off of that, those dimensionals, and find a place for this on our card. So, like I said, we're going to probably be covering that up. So it's just a matter of where I want to put this and at what angle. So I think I'm going to do something like that. And then we're going to take our tag, and we're also going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of that. Oops, I just picked up a backing. There we go. And I'm going to use 2 big ones on the back of this. And we are going to, because I want to cover up the stems that are just kind of hanging out there in midair. I'm going to cover that up, so I'm going to add my tag to this area right there. And then I've already made a bow because I didn't want you guys to watch me struggle with making a bow, but I've already made a bow with the bumblebee ribbon, that ribbon that I showed you. I don't know if I showed you, maybe I didn't, but I'm using this ribbon right here. So I already made a bow, and now I need to find my glue dots, which there they are. And let's go ahead and add a glue dot to the back of this bow. And then we're going to place it kind of here, because it's kind of like, I want it to look like it's wrapped around that little bundle there. And then I want to go ahead and add the little butterfly, and that one definitely we're going to need some mini dimensionals, because I want to pop it up as well. So I'm going to put a couple there on the back of that. And then I'm going to put that up right up in this corner. I really like that to kind of give it that, you know, different angle, that it's not all in one area. And then of course my favorite thing is I'm loving these brush brass butterflies. It seems like I can't get enough of them. So I'm going to go ahead and get my take your pick tool, and I'm going to pick up one of the larger ones, and I'm going to put that right up here. And then I'm going to take two smaller ones and just kind of place them somewhere in that area. I know I've been hearing a lot of people say that it's nice to like put it in like a triangle that kind of is pleasant to the eye. So that's what I decided to do. I went ahead and did that. I love that. Okay, and then I think all we have left is the inside. So what I went ahead and did, and I've already done that ahead of time, is because I had to cut down this paper, and I had some extra here, but I also had a big long strip down at the bottom, and I didn't want to waste that. So I went ahead and cut it down, and I added it to the inside of the card, and I stamped the butterfly just in the bumblebee, like I did the daffodils here on the card. And then I stamped my sentiment in the pear pizzazz. And so we're going to go ahead and add that to the inside of the card. And then I think we're going to be done with this card. But I want to show you, so don't jump out just quickly. I want to show you what I did. If you didn't get to see the video that I created with the sheet load of card for this month from Call Me Crafty Owl. Okay, so there you go. There's the card. I love it. I think it's very springy. I think it's, you know, it's getting me in the mood for spring, let me tell you. So I love it. So it says thank you, and the little things you do make such a big difference. Okay, so let me show you the card that I designed from the sheet load of card this month. And these are all the same, but you make, with her templates, you're able to come up with 6 cards this month. But basically, I'm using the same set, except I'm using a different designer series paper. And I will link that video here so that you can watch that if you want to see how I put this together. So I just loved it though, but that daffodil is really pretty. So alrighty, there you go. There's another episode of my MoJOY Monday, and hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again next Monday for another episode. And I just wanted to let you know that if you are liking these videos on Mondays, I would appreciate you if you would share it with your friends. And also, I want to thank all of you who are subscribers to my channel. I really appreciate you all. And if you're new to my channel and you've enjoyed today's video and want to see more, then I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Okay, have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.